Golfvärldens färskaste mästare. Lika imponerande som överraskande slog han till. I tidernas tätaste majoravslutning var han till slut i en klass för sig.
On one hand, it's quite a nerve-wracking place to be, but on another hand, it's an extremely calm and quiet place to be, and you've almost got the two polar opposites which are pushing against one another.
Han spelade bredvid Ludvig Åberg, gick ut 2 slag från ledning, var ett tag 3 efter, men vann till slut med ett både bländande och fläckfritt spel. Den 31-åriga engelsmannen med indiska föräldrar är redan en slags mästare bland världens toppgolfare i att vara artig, ödmjuk och tacksam.
It's an amazing game, and it's a game that just really keeps you on your toes. There's nothing sticking up on my hair.
Här ett personligt samtal med VTV i 18 minuter om hur golfen har format honom som människa och till vinnare. Att vara mycket mer intressant än att bära dubbla handskar och skydda järnklubbor, och att ha ett betydligt hetare temperament än vad som syns.
80% of the time I am this calm on the course. The other times I can get pretty heated.
Möt här Aaron Wright.
18 minuter sponsras av Golf Store, Ecco Golf, Miixi.se.
Golf is an exaggeration of some of the great traits that we have as a person, and it's a real examination, and the great traits sometimes come to the front. But it's also an examination where the negatives can also come to the front as well, because it magnifies the good and it also magnifies the bad. And there's nowhere to hide. I think it's such an honest game, and when you look at it, there's no one really to look at other than yourself. There's a lot of variables of condition, of bounces, and that's a part of it. But again, that's an extension of life. There's so many things that we're not in control of, and so many forces that affects the way our life can move. But quite often it's how we react to all of those situations that start to define where our life takes us, and I think that's extremely true of golf as well. It can be a very consuming game, and I think if that separation isn't there, it can be almost too full on, too much of the time. From the very beginning, really, I would have started playing golf at the age of 4 years old. And I think, and it would have become very serious for me probably from the age of 7 or 8 years old, so a very young age. And I think it requires maturity even at a young age. It almost demands it if you want to continue to progress and get better. So I think it definitely started to shape who I became as a person, even growing up. Definitely started to shape my routines and almost level of discipline. Because again, it's a prerequisite of the game if you want to continue to improve and if you take it seriously. So I think it probably pushed me to mature a little sooner, and to just have certain traits which I think have helped me as I've got older. So yeah, I think it's kind of gone hand in hand with how I've developed as a person.
Or were you this wise from the beginning?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. I mean, just as life goes on, even away from golf, there are so many different situations you find yourself in, and it's full of learning. And I'm sure in maybe 10 years' time, 20 years' time, I'd like to think that I'm a lot wiser than what I am now. So I think that would probably be true of me sat here now at 30 versus me being here 10 years ago when I was 20 or 15 years old.
What would that really young Aaron say about you now?
It's a very good question. I think my first reaction would probably be an element of admiration, because even at a young age, I knew how hard the game is, and then how competitive it gets as you get older. And if I would have looked at myself where I am now, it takes a monumental amount of effort just to get to the PGA Tour, for instance. So I think I would have admiration, probably respect for the journey to get to this point. And hopefully I would have felt quite proud of the things that I've done, and some of the things I've done away from golf as well, and who I'm trying to become as a person, not just as a golfer.
18 minuter möter Aaron Rai när han nöter mot kvalgränser och försöker få till den fullträff som till slut kom. Karriärens första majorvinst tar honom till en ny nivå och kommer faktiskt efter ett helt golfliv av tvivel.
There's so many reality checks that you face along the way that sometimes you think you're good and you've had some good performances, but there are always times where you see that actually there's a long way to go. And I mean, even sat here now, there are times that I feel exactly the same. When you see the level of golf that is played and the consistency of some of the top guys, you think, wow, these guys definitely have another level about them in terms of the top end of their golf.
You feel that as well now?
Definitely.
Does it even scare you maybe sometimes?
I think it's how you perceive things. It's definitely like a reality check at times, but I think if it's put into a form of energy that pushes you forward to practice, to think a little bit more within yourself, sometimes think a little bit outside the box, I think the level of competition is only there to help you, whether that's as a teenager seeing great junior golfers, or whether that's playing against Rory McIlroy or Scotty Scheffler now. That in some ways those positions don't change that much, because you realize there's always someone a little better, there's always someone a little more consistent, but that's not a bad thing. It's there to show you what's possible, it's there to test you a little bit more, which helps you go further within yourself. So these things are a part of the challenge of golf, and going back to your first question, it's also a challenge of life. How do you navigate the choices you make outside of the golf course to put you in a place that you feel happy and feel content? And then how does that also translate into what you do on the course? So these challenges are all part of the journey, and I think it's important, especially in golf, to really embrace it, because it never stops.
When you're really competing, are you enjoying it? Or is it only afterwards or in between?
Personally, it's a little bit of both. Those periods when you're competing and playing well, and maybe competing towards the top end of the leaderboards of tournaments, on one hand it's quite a nerve-wracking place to be, but on another hand it's an extremely calm and quiet place to be, and you've almost got the two polar opposites which are pushing against one another, which then almost creates you feeling like you're on a bit of an edge. You're on the edge of your own performance, you're on the edge of trying to manage your own emotions, your own game, obviously the course and the conditions that you're facing as well. But that is also part of the enjoyment and the challenge, that how are you going to square up to the situation, how are you going to square up to the difficulties that you're facing. And some days I do a bad job of it, and some days I do a good job of it. And again, both of those opposites come with just experience and reflections afterwards. And again, it's all part of the same journey. It's all one continuation. And I think, you have to just try and embrace it all through the good and the bad.
So are you this calm on the course, or are you just pretending?
I would say 80% of the time I am this calm on the course. The other times I can get pretty heated. I do try and find ways to let that out, but I try and manage.
We need to know how.
Yeah.
What do you do to let it out?
I definitely vent a little bit to my caddy more than anything else, whether that's about a shot, a condition, a choice, an execution, whatever it might be. And then after that, I'll try and speak about what has happened and just try and rationalize it. But again, I'll still be a little bit heated whilst I'm doing it. but then I'll try and find my balance after it through hopefully letting some of that steam out and finding my way again. So yeah, I'm very much I can be very calm for the most part, but I can definitely feel emotion out there as well. But I also think, again, it's what I do with that and it's how I go about it that will determine whether it's a good thing or whether it's a bad thing. And sometimes it goes both ways.
Nice talking to you, Aaron. Is this the first one without any questions about gloves?
It's one of the few that are without the gloves. Yes.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks,
Appreciate it, Aaron.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Very interesting interview there, Ola. Yeah, that was good.